The Hawkins scale by Dr. David Hawkins is a map of consciousness that measures the different levels of human awareness and consciousness. It provides a framework for us to understand and categorize the levels of our thoughts, emotions, and behavior. At the lower levels of the scale, we have emotions such as shame, guilt, fear, anger, pride, and so on. These emotions are associated with negative and limiting beliefs, and they can be constricting and very draining. As we move up the scale, we encounter emotions such as courage, willingness, and acceptance. And these emotions reflect a greater sense of empowerment and openness to growth and change. At the higher levels of the scale, we find emotions like love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. Enlightenment is what you would refer to as your Buddha consciousness, your Christ consciousness, and so on. These emotions are associated with expanded awareness and a deep sense of connection and a state of inner harmony and contentment. This scale is a useful tool and can be used for personal development and self-awareness because it helps us to identify where we are and to consciously work towards higher levels of consciousness. As it relates to pathological narcissism, it is important that you understand that pathological narcissists are people that are based in shame and they are unable to move past their pride. So they are stuck down here in what we call suffering consciousness or survival mode. This means that any relationship that you get into with a pathological narcissist will be a very toxic one because they only have access to negative emotions. This is why you cannot love a narcissist. They cannot receive it. And also a narcissist is unable to love you because they're not able to reach that level of consciousness. All of your love and kindness and compassion is going to evaporate right there at the third dimension, right there at the line of pride. People who are in a state of suffering will also want to inflict this suffering on others. The suffering state of consciousness is what you may commonly know as hell. So people in hell will also want to drag you to hell because misery loves company. What you are witnessing is a really severe case of arrested development, and we are talking about arrested development on the spiritual, emotional, and psychological plane. Pathological narcissists exist in victim abuser consciousness. So any relationship that you get into with them will be a victim abuser type 1.